Well, welcome back. And going into this weekend, you know what could possibly be a little frightening for children? Never thought of that going into Halloween, and yet it can produce some fear in some little hearts. Well, I'm delighted to have with us today Danny Huerta. He's a licensed counselor with Focus on the Families, and he's the father of 2 children, and here to maybe give us a little advice to be aware of. Hi, Danny. Good to see you. How are you, my friend?
Be on your show. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Well, yes, Halloween can be frightening, but some kids really do get scared, right?
Yes, they do. You know, I like to compare for parents that don't fully understand the amount of fear. Some parents are very afraid of public speaking or being on a cliff when there's wind. That's the kind of intensity of fear where the potential harm overrides the feeling of safety in the moment. And we become so realistic with the costumes and special effects and other things that go along with Halloween that make it a holiday that really a lot of retailers look forward to because they make a lot of money on it. It really creates a feeling of terror for very young kids, and certain personalities more so than others, just like with adults. Some people love being on cliffs with a lot of wind and they look forward to that. And some people are completely terrified by even the idea of coming close to the edge of a cliff. So same thing with kids. Some kids are going to be excited and loving being scared and don't really mind it that much. And then there's some kids where it leaves them not wanting to even be near Halloween when they're adults because it left them traumatized, really.
Well, the very nature of this holiday, unfortunately, does surround fearful things. And what would you say to parents in preparing them for tomorrow night if they're out and about?
Well, start off with maybe a lot of patience, empathy as well, especially for the kids that are more sensitive, more anxious, new to this. Maybe this is their first Halloween going out. Making it a real simple Halloween where you go to people that you're familiar with. If the neighbors tend to dress up and do scary things at their house, maybe you ask them to take off their mask or to tone it down if you know them well, just to give the child a fun experience. Maybe you give the child an opportunity to wear a superhero type of costume, and for girls, maybe a fun Cinderella princess one, and make it more of a fun type of event rather than focused on terror and horror. I see Halloween as an opportunity to just dress up, have fun, be silly. Some people take it to a different level of wanting to, where it becomes more demonic, more evil, just crazy terror and horror. And it doesn't have to be that way. So making it as fun as possible for kids so that they can just have fun pretending, that's a great thing for kids to do. And it gives you a holiday to be able to do that. Maybe do the party inside your house and have some fun costume judging contests, or it also provides the opportunity to remember people that have been in the family that have died. Maybe you take out a picture album and remember them, and it gives you an opportunity to remember those people as well, and then just have fun eating some treats. Actually, with some of the kids in my private practice, this holiday can be very challenging because, especially kids with ADHD or autism or other disorders that are very reactive to sugar, I encourage parents to be very wise and with the boundaries they put on their kids so that they don't create a problem for their kids with behaviors either the next day or that night, where it creates a lot of bad experience between their relationship as well.
Now, to kids, this fear is very real. To parents, it could be a little irrational. Where's the balance?
Well, as adults, again, we're able to tell truth from fiction, and that's part of a maturing brain. For children, everything's processed through emotion. So you see something scary, and it seems real. And so, as a parent, what you can do is reassure the child, and not. The lack of patience and the anger makes the anxiety worse. So just recognizing, saying, oh, wow, my child is seeing this as scary. What do I see as scary? Oh, that's hard to deal with. I need to be present, reassure my child, and bring some truth to it, maybe help expose what they're seeing in an incorrect way. If they see some object on the way, maybe when you're walking around, they see something as scary, helping them see that it's not as scary, helping resolve that fear for them and having fun with it. Where some parents, they'll take noisemakers with them to make it fun. Some of them, if they know the neighborhood, will take fun little squirters or little funny Nerf guns to shoot at little objects that look scary, just to have fun with it for little boys that enjoy that. Or if not, some people will just, they'll enjoy the laughter of being out there and helping expose that light. Flashlight is a very helpful thing, maybe a spotlight where you can really expose what's there in the dark. And some of them will take funny smelling sprays if there's just to have fun and make funny smells out while they're walking around. So there's a lot of trunk or treats too, where churches are making it a fun event or dressing up as Bible characters and talking about Bible stories. So there can be a lot of creativity on the part of adults, and just recognizing that our brains are in different places as adults and children. And just really the big word here is patience and being attuned, being very present with your child, being empathetic, seeing through their eyes what they're seeing instead of seeing it through your own eyes.
Danny, some children can really be afraid. I mean, they're legitimately scared to do this. What advice would you give to the parent?
Well, you don't have to do Halloween. There are plenty of other things to do. You can have a fun movie where you guys have a time together as a family and changing the tradition a little bit and having your own treats, having friends over. The big thing is the child does not feel in control and feels the harm is really a real threat, that their life is in danger. So whatever reassurances the child would need and the level of activity is really up to the parent knowing the child. So if the child is very fearful but is willing to challenge it a little bit and begin to gain some confidence with it, at that stage you guys can go out, again, using the flashlights, using other things to make it not as scary, to help them really gain good experience. But really, you don't have to participate in trick-or-treating or any of the events of Halloween. You don't have to. It's only a could. It's not a should. If you don't do it, doesn't mean you're a bad parent. That's where the shame parenting comes in. If you don't expose your child to these Halloween activities, it doesn't mean you're a bad parent or a parent that's out of touch. It's just you're actually knowing your child and giving what's best for your child, and that's the best parent. So look at it as more as a could. I could do this, but maybe it's not the best thing for my child at this time. Maybe eventually, as their brain matures, they'll be okay with it. We're giving them just a good night, a good evening to connect. If you guys aren't going trick-or-treating, more time to just hang out, connect, play games, watch movies. It's endless. You guys could bake things. Just be creative and have fun with your child that night. I think that's the theme. It's not having to be like everyone else.
Okay, then there's the other possibility that there would be a post-Halloween trauma or fear. In other words, they went into an innocent and came out scared. What would be the signs of that?
It really would be lack of not being able to sleep, sometimes a change of appetite, very jumpy, afraid to even go to school, afraid to go to the store. They become afraid of, in general, being safe on this planet. And that's when it may be good to visit a professional, a counselor, just to help reprocess what has happened and gain some skills to reverse some of that and challenge some of the belief systems and perceptions that have been gained in this holiday and that event. Sometimes it's just reassurance, just letting the child share their fears and you listening as a parent and not discounting them, but listening and saying, wow, that would be scary. Your feelings make sense to this because of how you see it. what if we looked at it this other way? And you help them see it in a different way, and helping them bring truth, as it talks about in Philippians 4:8, thinking on things that are true and bringing truth as an overlay and saying, well, let's take a look. You see it this way. Let's look at it this way. Now, how does it feel? If you look at it this way, what different feelings do you get? And letting them see that maybe that's a new way to look at it, and that'll calm down their alarm system that they have in their brain, that big reactive type of response. The thing is, it's gone from reaction, a normal safety reaction, to a reactive state where they're becoming reactive out of fear and terror rather than reaction out of just needing safety, which is a whole different part of the brain. So it's bringing it back to the real logic side of the brain, where if you are in real danger, you have to react to it. If you're not in real danger, and you're reactive, that becomes an issue and very controlling to the person. So really, as a parent, just sitting down, maybe drawing out what they're scared of, talking it through, and helping them play it out in their mind, even in a creative way. Some kids are so creative, and you can create a great ending to the story, because a lot of what's fearful is the unknown ending. What if this happens? And what if I see this person? And what if somebody breaks into our house? What if somebody's by the window? What if I see this shadow? Helping them create a very creative, funny ending to that story so it completes it. So you could even make a little storybook together and complete it with some silly pictures and a silly ending, and having that be the book. Whenever this fear comes up, hey, let's read our book. We already did an ending to this. Or we made an ending to this story. Let's look at it and review it. And that can be a very, very good way to complete for the brain the what ifs that create more anxiety.
All right, one other quick question before we run out of time. A lot of parents really struggle going into Halloween. It seems to be such a sharp contrast to the overall Christian lifestyle that all of a sudden for one day we have to set all that aside and kind of do something that is counter to our belief system and our normal activity. Does that send a mixed message to children?
Well, great question. I mean, it can be, let's put it that way, it can be a very dark holiday. I look at it as a imagination holiday. That's what we do at our house. We have fun games that we do with fun little prizes. We don't go towards the deviance, the horror, the terror. We look at it as a very fun, imaginative holiday where we get to just pretend and have fun rather than pretend and scare and go towards the evil side of it. There's certainly an evil component to it, and we know. I mean, the whole month is a very, in certain beliefs and practices, very dark and very much against Christianity, and we don't have to go there. As Christians, you can have Bible characters, you can talk about Bible stories, you can use it as an opportunity to really engage in the pretend play that kids love, and you're absolutely right. This is a holiday that as Christians we have to be very careful with as far as the messages we're sending in our own beliefs to the children, because it's not like you can just go back and forth. And so as parents, look at creative ways to make this tradition one that lines up with the Christian faith rather than deviating from that completely for a day. That just doesn't make sense.
Well, thank you, Danny, and thank you for all that you folks do there at Focus on the Family. Let's say to our viewers and listeners, you can go to FOTF, focusonthefamily.org. It's a tremendous resource. Support them while you're there. And Danny, thanks for your wise advice today, and look forward to having you back soon.
Hey, Perry, thank you. And I just want to mention we have a counseling phone line, 1-800-A-FAMILY. People can call in if their children are having some big issues they just want to talk personally with a counselor about.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. All right, see you next time. All right, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paulina, and I work at theDove TV. Did you know that when you support theDove TV, you have a profound impact, not only in our community, but around the world? It's your continued support that takes the inspiration and hope in the programs we produce and makes them available to the thousands of people who are watching these videos online every week. Help bring encouragement and hope to our valley and beyond by making a secure online donation today at our website, theDove.us.